Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Definitely. Always excited to explore new topics.
Awesome. So today, we're tackling something that's been making headlines, generating buzz, and even sparking some heated debates. Cryptocurrency.
Ah, yes, crypto. Bit of a wild world, isn't it?
It can seem that way. I mean, you've got people claiming it's the future of finance, while others are warning about scams and bubbles.
Right, and then there's the tech behind it all, blockchain, mining, NFTs. It can feel like a whole different language.
Exactly. And that's precisely why we're here. We've been digging into some really insightful sources that break down the fundamentals of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, getting past all the hype and jargon to understand what it actually is, how it works, and why it matters.
Exactly. So consider this your crash course in all things crypto. We're going to cover everything from what cryptocurrency actually is to its potential impact on our lives.
Sounds good to me. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is cryptocurrency?
That's the question, isn't it? At its core, it's a form of digital money. Like, think of it as virtual cash.
But unlike the dollars and cents we're used to, there's no physical representation of it. You can't hold a Bitcoin in your hand, right?
Nope. It exists solely in the digital world, securely stored and transferred using, well, that's where things get a little more complex.
Yeah, the tech behind it can seem pretty intimidating. But our sources explain that the key is this concept of decentralization.
Right, and that's a major departure from traditional currencies. With dollars or euros, you have central banks controlling the supply and flow of money.
But with cryptocurrency, there's no single authority calling the shots.
Exactly. It's all about distributing control across a network, making it, well, decentralized.
So it's not like you can just call up the crypto bank if something goes wrong?
Ha! No crypto bank. Instead, it relies on this incredible technology called the blockchain.
Ah, the blockchain, the term everyone's throwing around.
Right. It sounds complicated, but it's actually a pretty elegant solution. Imagine a giant digital ledger, a record of every single crypto transaction ever made.
Okay, so it's like a massive spreadsheet tracking who sent what to whom.
Exactly. But here's the key difference. That ledger isn't stored in one central location. It's distributed across a network of computers, with everyone having a copy.
So it's like a public record that everyone can see and verify, but no single entity can manipulate.
Precisely. That's the beauty of it. It creates a transparent and tamper-proof system, making it incredibly secure. And that security is further bolstered by cryptography, which is where the crypto and cryptocurrency comes from.
I see. Cryptography is like the lock and key system, ensuring that transactions are legitimate and preventing things like double spending.
Exactly. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. This complex web of math and code that underpins this entirely new financial system.
Speaking of history, our sources all point to Bitcoin as a pioneer in this space, right?
Right. Absolutely. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency launched back in 2009 by this mysterious figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto. No one actually knows who this person or group is.
Wait, really? They've managed to stay completely anonymous all this time.
Yep, totally under the radar.
Hmm.
But their creation, Bitcoin, well, that sparked a revolution.
It opened the floodgates for thousands of other cryptocurrencies to emerge, each with its own unique features and goals.
It's like Bitcoin showed the world what was possible, and then everyone started experimenting and innovating. We've got Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, the list goes on and on.
And each one is trying to solve a different problem or cater to a specific niche.
Exactly. Some focus on speed of transactions, others on privacy, and then you have ones like Ethereum, which are more than just currencies. They're platforms for building decentralized applications.
Decentralized application. So it's more than just sending and receiving money then.
Well, much more. Think of it this way. You know how we rely on companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon for so many online services?
Yeah, practically everything.
Well, decentralized apps aim to create similar services, but without those big companies in control. It's all about shifting power back to the users.
Wow, that's a pretty radical idea.
Mhm.
Our sources mention potential uses in all sorts of areas, from supply chain management to voting systems.
Exactly. Imagine a world where we can track the origin of our food, verify the authenticity of products, or even cast our votes securely and transparently, all without relying on intermediaries. That's the kind of transformative potential blockchain technology offers.
Okay, I have to admit, that's pretty exciting stuff. But before we get too carried away, let's circle back to the security aspect. You mentioned double spending earlier. How does the blockchain actually prevent that?
Right, so picture this. Every time a crypto transaction occurs, it's recorded in a block. This block is then added to the blockchain, this permanent, unchangeable record. But before a block can be added, it has to go through this rigorous verification process.
So it's not just automatically added to the chain.
No, not at all. This is where the whole network comes into play. Computers on the network, called miners, have to solve complex mathematical puzzles to validate the transactions in the block.
So it's like a competition to solve the puzzle first.
Exactly. And the first miner to crack the code gets to add the block to the chain and receives a reward in
But
cryptocurrency.
that's what mining refers to.
Yeah,
So because every transaction is permanently recorded on this tamper-proof blockchain, you can't spend the same Bitcoin twice. It's already been accounted for.
precisely. And that's a key feature of any currency, right? You need to know that when you spend it, it's actually gone, not magically duplicated.
Makes sense. Our sources also talk about cryptocurrency being anonymous. Is that true?
Well, it's a bit more nuanced than that. Your transactions are linked to a wallet address, not your personal information, like your name or social security number.
So on the surface, it seems pretty anonymous.
Right. But here's the thing. With advanced blockchain analysis techniques, it's becoming increasingly possible to link those wallet addresses to real-world identities.
Oh, so while it offers a degree of privacy, it's not completely untraceable.
Exactly. That's something to keep in mind, especially as governments and regulators start paying more attention to the crypto space.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the potential benefits of cryptocurrency. I'm seeing things like lower transaction fees, faster transfer speeds, and the ability to send money across borders easily.
Absolutely. Those are some major advantages. Traditional financial systems can be slow, expensive, and bogged down by bureaucracy, especially when it comes to international transfers.
But with crypto, you can send money anywhere in the world almost instantly with minimal fees.
Right, and that have huge implications for global commerce and financial inclusion. Imagine people in developing countries who might not have access to traditional banking suddenly being able to participate in the global economy.
That's an incredible potential for positive change. But of course, it's not all sunshine and roses. Our sources also highlight some pretty serious drawbacks.
Yeah, for sure. We can't ignore those. One of the biggest concerns is the volatility of crypto markets. Prices can swing wildly, making them a risky investment.
I've seen those headlines. Bitcoin skyrockets, Ethereum plummets. It's a roller coaster.
Exactly. It's not for the faint of heart. And then there's the lack of widespread regulation, which creates uncertainty and can leave investors vulnerable to scams.
That makes sense. If there's no clear set of rules, it's easier for bad actors to take advantage of the system.
Exactly. And unfortunately, we've seen plenty of examples of that, from pump and dump schemes to outright fraud. It's something to be very aware of.
So it sounds like cryptocurrency is a bit of a double-edged sword, a powerful technology with both exciting potential and real risks.
I think that's a fair assessment. It's disrupting the financial world, forcing us to rethink how we manage and exchange value. It has the potential to create a more equitable and accessible financial system, but we need to be mindful of the risks and proceed with caution.
So the big question everyone's asking, is cryptocurrency the future of finance?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's hard to say for certain. The technology is still relatively young and evolving rapidly, but it's definitely shaking things up and forcing traditional institutions to adapt.
Whether it becomes the dominant form of finance or not, the underlying technology, the blockchain, seems like it's here to stay.
I agree, it's already branching out into other industries, and I think we'll continue to see innovative applications emerge in the years to come.
So what do you think? Will we be buying our groceries with Bitcoin someday? Voting in elections using blockchain technology? It's fascinating to think about.
Who knows? That's the exciting part. We're in uncharted territory. This is a technology that could fundamentally reshape our world.
Well, that's a thought-provoking note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cryptocurrency. Hopefully you're walking away with a better understanding of what it is, how it works, and the potential impact it could have.
Absolutely. It's a complex and ever-changing landscape, but it's definitely worth exploring. Who knows what the future holds for crypto?
Stay curious, everyone.